How are ya? So, there's a huge taboo subject that I think actually is common in general ballet, but particularly at the National Ballet of Canada. Why hasn't the National Ballet of Canada ever had a black female principal ballerina? There's one ballerina in particular who I've actually worked with a lot personally, and her name is Tina Pereira. I'm trying to figure out why on earth the single handed most beautiful artist I've ever seen in Canada is not a principal ballerina. I'm not the only one to think this. Everyone in that room knows. Everybody who's ever seen Tina Pereira knows that she's an absolute queen, deserving of a crown. Why is it that there's so much talk about equity, but there's not equity among the rankings? Yes, there's black people in the core. Yes, there's black people in the soloist positions, but no black people in the principal ranking. So that makes me think, well, how far could I even go in my career here at the National Ballet of Canada if I'm not even seeing a black person at the top? That's what everyone's thinking. So let's just get into this because, a lot of people may not even know about Tina Pereira. Tina Pereira has joined the company she joined the company in 2001. An amazing dancer. Been in the company since 2001. She was recently promoted well, actually not even recently, about 11 or 12 years ago, she was promoted to first soloist. And she has stayed as a first soloist, dancing all types of roles. Let's get into some of these roles, okay? She did Valenciennes and The Merry Widow, The Sugar Plum Fairy, and The Nutcracker. But let's talk about this. I noticed, why is Tina Pereira not going on stage for The Sugar Plum Fairy until after New Year's? Why can't you have a black girl on stage dancing the Sugar Plum Fairy before Christmas? How many girls are in that audience probably wanting to see a freaking black Sugar Plum Fairy? But no. I remember because I was backstage looking at the thing thinking, oh my God, why is she not on stage until after New Year's? She's a total principal ballerina. La Femme Garde, Taming of the Shrew. So when she did Taming of the Shrew, La Femme Garde, this is when James Kadelka was the director. Yes, she did Symphony in C, Monotones, In the Upper Room, Chroma. She did so many amazing roles, but all of these classical roles she's never done a principal spot in. Why has Tina Pereira not been able to be an Odette, a Giselle, an Aurora, for crying out loud? There are so many dancers in this company I have personally watched get advice from Tina on how to be a better dancer or on their point work. Could you imagine if you guys put as much energy into purchasing her leotards and shouting out her brand as you did into her getting promoted as a freaking principal dancer, cheering her on? Because I know one thing, when I'm backstage and she's doing principal roles, nobody's backstage cheering her on. And that's the truth. And these are my stories, and these are my stories of my experience working with this amazing woman. I don't even know all of her story, but I do know as much as she's told me, and I do know as much as I've experienced, seeing with my own two eyes. She pulled me aside telling me when I first got here, hey, just letting you know it's going to be really hard for you. And I'm like, what are you talking about? See where we are now? You got to listen to your black women, and you got to promote your black women. We need more black female principal dancers. She hails from Trinidad. She is elite, honey. It's in her DNA. She's a queen. It's in her DNA. Take a look at some of these clips of Tina Pereira. This one's of her dancing some of my choreography. She's pretty beautiful, right? And the thing is this. When did we make those rehearsals? We made those rehearsals when we had no rehearsal times because we were never put in anything. So we would go down to the hall together. I would be so depressed and feel like I had nothing to do, no purpose. And she would give me a purpose. She would come up to me, Nicholas, I don't have anything to do either, but you want to work on some choreography? Bam! Made that solo. We met each other through bonding through low-key trauma of being black and ourselves in that building. So that's just the gravity of that. That we took those crazy times and we made beautiful, beautiful art. Beautiful art. Because she's a beautiful principal ballerina artist. To me, she's a principal. To me, in my soul, she's a principal. She's so humble. She goes out of her way to find me to check up on my mental health. She looks out for the people who give a damn. No matter what you look like or where you come from or your sexual orientation. She is an amazing person, deserving of a lot. Check out this next clip of her dancing in Petite Moore, the National Ballet of Canada, this past year at the Kennedy Center. Woo! And let me tell you, take a seat and take a deep breath because you're in for some real magic. So, if you feel that Tina Pereira should be a principal dancer, comment below. Tell me what you think. Better yet, go on National Ballet's Instagram and tell them what you think too. Because they're all about community engagement. So we should definitely engage with the community. So let's engage with the community. And let's ask questions because we're allowed to. Let's ask questions because we're allowed to. And we also deserve answers. Because there are little black girls out here in Toronto that want to see a principal ballerina who is proud and black at the very same time.